Hello friends and welcome to Smart Coach. As you might have guessed, this is a question session and today I have picked up the revolt of 1857 and the various questions associated with it. I will display certain questions. These questions are of sampling value, that is they are samples, and these questions they try to explain or elaborate upon the kind of questions or the areas from which these questions might come, okay, from the revolt of 1857. So, it is a modern Indian history question session, okay. So, now let us proceed forward. There are three subdivisions which you have to pay great attention upon while studying the revolt of 1857. Now, these three subdivisions, please categorize in your mind while studying these three subdivisions. You have to make those three subdivisions watertight so that you can retain your facts within those framework. Okay. Now, first one is the causes. Second is the course, and the third is the consequences. Okay, these are the three frameworks or three subdivisions on which you will study. All right, and each will be its own category, and questions from each category will be different, and questions should be categorized according to these subdivisions. Okay, it becomes remarkably more easier for you to study. All right, causes, course, and consequences together they represent the three C's of most of the historical events. Okay, most historical events will have a cause, course, and consequence, and this is how you categorize questions from those areas. Okay, however, I have added another element, all right, and that is the counterinsurgency. When you are studying the revolt of 1857, remember that apart from the leaders of the revolt, apart from the course of the rebellion, there is also the element of suppression of the rebellion, which the British forces carried out with under you see different generals. Okay, so there were different generals or there were different commanders appointed by the British for different regions of the Indian state where this rebellion took place. Okay, and therefore you have to concentrate upon the counterinsurgency element also. Now, moving forward, we see the no option details. Okay, these options you will have to these details you will have to study, and there are no options, you will have to know the answers to these details. Leaders of the revolt, focus on the leadership of the revolt in the various centers. Now, you will have to remember the centers of the rebellion of 1857, the areas which the rebellion of 1857 affected. The question has already come, all right, in your APSC question paper this year. Okay, leaders of the revolt, that is the focus on the leadership of the revolt in various centers. The question, however, on APSC paper, on the APSC paper was about the geographical extent of the rebellion of 1857. However, you will also have to know the centers of the rebellion. Okay, centers of the revolt are Kanpur, Lucknow, Delhi, Faizabad, Assam, Bihar, Mandsaur, Jhansi, and there are different leaders associated with these areas. Okay, for Kanpur you have got Nana Sahib, for Lucknow you have got Begum Hazrat Mahal, then at Delhi you have got Bahadur Shah Zafar and later on Bakht Khan also. Faizabad you have got you see Mullah Ahmadullah, okay, or Sheikh Ahmadullah, and then you have got Assam where Maniram Dewan led the rebellion. Okay, and then at Bihar you have got Kanwar Singh and Amar Singh. All right, so these areas you will have to know, and the leaders of these areas, sometimes match the following type questions come from these areas. Okay, from these details. All right, match the following type questions are quite common and they do really come, all right, in APSC examinations and also in NPSC examinations. All right, so moving forward, let us look at certain sample questions. What was the immediate cause of the revolt of 1857? Correct answer will be, of course, the introduction of the Enfield rifle. Most students who have taken up history as one of the subjects or who are even studying history for the GS paper, they already know the answer to this question, that the introduction of the Enfield rifle was the immediate cause for the revolt of 1857. However, there are other causes associated with the revolt of 1857, long-term causes, social, economic and political causes associated with the revolt of 1857. Now, you will have to study those areas also. These areas, questions from these areas might be you see opinion based. Suppose they might ask you which of the following is not a reason behind the rebellion of 1857. Okay, so you will have to know the causes in order to answer such kind of questions. We see a trend in APSC this year that these kind of questions are also asked. Okay, not just simple multiple choice questions but opinion based questions also. Okay, so be prepared. All right. Then we have got who led the revolt of 1857 in Delhi. Of course, I already told you. These are the correct answers. Bahadur Shah Zafar, that is the last Mughal ruler, and Bakht Khan. Okay, the last Mughal ruler, of course, he was tried after the rebellion. Okay, after Delhi was captured, and then he was sent off to Rangoon, where he died. Okay, he died in exile. And Bakht Khan, that was the leader of the Bareilly contingent. He was an army man, leader of the Bareilly contingent, and he came to Delhi and he took over the administration of Delhi in conjunction with Bahadur Shah Zafar. Okay. Now, if there are both you see options present in such a question, then of course their answer will be Bahadur Shah Zafar. So, be careful. Okay. If both options are present, you will have to you see tick mark on Bahadur Shah Zafar. Okay. Moving forward, who termed the revolt of 1857 as the first war of Indian independence? It is V.D. Savarkar. In fact, V.D. Savarkar had written a nationalistic, you see, pamphlet on the revolt of 1857, which he called the first war of independence. Okay. So, this is one of the opinions based on the analysis of the revolt of 1857. Now, remember, revolt of 1857 has been studied since 1858 onwards itself. Okay. There were colonial administrators and army officials who have studied the revolt of 1857 and who have opined upon the revolt of 1857. Nationalists have also studied, Marxists have also studied the revolt of 1857, and all of them have different opinions. These opinions and questions on these opinions will also or might also be asked. Okay. So, you might be getting a question like who said so and so, who made so and so statement about the revolt of 1857. These kind of questions you will have to be ready to answer, and in order to do so you will have to look into what is called the historiography of the revolt of 1857. That is how you see historians have within over the years you see elaborated or analyzed, how they have analyzed the revolt of 1857 within what perspective. Okay. Some might say it was a religious war, some might say it was a war of the feudal, you see it was the last war of the feudal classes in India. Okay. So, these are various opinions which different scholars have given. You will have to know these opinions. Moving forward, who led the British forces in the siege of Delhi during the revolt of 1857? Now, as I told you, I have added an element which is the counter-insurgency element, which is the British side of the story, and you will have to know the leaders of the British forces who suppressed the rebellion. So, in Delhi, the leader was John Nicholson. He of course died because he was shot near Chandni Chowk, but he was the leader of the Delhi siege. Okay. And then there are various other leaders such as Colin Campbell, who was the commander in chief who liberated Kanpur. Okay. So, these areas and Lucknow. So, these areas you will have to study. Okay. The side of the British also, and the soldiers and leaders associated such as General Havelock, and then you have got Hugh Rose, you have got you see John Nicholson. So, all of these names you will have to know and why they are important and which battles or which areas they were active in. Okay. Now, by which act of the British Parliament the office of the Secretary of State for India was instituted? It was the Government of India Act of 1858. This is from the consequence part of our study of 1857. One of the consequences of the study of the rebellion of 1857 was the passing of the Government of India Act of 1858, which took away power from the company and crown rule was established in India. Okay. And the Secretary of State for India, the office was created through the provision of this Government of India Act of 1858. You will have to learn this you see provisions of this act also, because it is a very important and landmark act in the history of legislations in India. Okay. So, please read up on the the Government of India Act of 1858. Moving forward, we have got you see certain essay type questions. These are just for elaborative purposes, but be ready for such kind of questions. The areas are quite simple. Let us look at them. Elaborate upon the causes of the revolt of 1857. Of course, you will have to you see provide elaborative essay on the causes of 1857 depending upon how much mark the question is for. So, suppose it is for 50 marks, then you will write an essay with a body, you see an introduction, a body, and a you see a summary at the end. Okay. So, it must contain all of the social, political and economical causes, the long term causes, as also the you see immediate cause. Then of course, we have got write a brief essay on the nature of the revolt of 1857. As I already told you, you will have to study the historiography of 1857, that is the opinion of scholars. You will find it readily available in any kind of book. Okay. And I have also talked about the nature of the revolt of 1857 in our videos. Okay. When I am discussing the causes and when I am discussing the consequences, I make you see I allude upon the nature of the revolt of 1857 also. So, you see write a brief essay on the nature of the revolt of 1857, of course, is nothing but the historiography of 1857. Okay. And what in your opinion was the real you see nature of 1857. Then of course we have what were the consequences of the revolt of 1857. There were many consequences of the revolt of 1857, such as you see realignment of administration in India, the company rule coming to an end and crown rule beginning. Then we have got the passing of the Government of India Act of 1858. We have got the very beginning of the policy of divide and rule. We have got you see changes in army organization. Of course you can find it in my elaborate video upon the consequences of the revolt of 1857. Okay, so you will have to detail out all of these you see aspects of the revolt of 1857. Now what I have to tell you, or what I want to tell you, is that while writing your essay type answers, always focus that all of the points in your essay type answer are not watertight points. Rather than that, it should flow from the you see proceeding point into the succeeding point. Okay, the preceding point must have some kind of relevance to the succeeding point. Okay, and it should have a flow, it should flow organically. So please try to do that while writing essay type answers. Okay, this is very of pivotal importance, and in the conclusion to all of it, you try to provide some kind of an opinion based upon the answer that you have written, or the description that you have given in your you see previous 2 or 3 paragraphs. Try to give an opinion on those descriptions. Okay, this will help you in fetching more marks in your examinations while you are writing essay type you see answers. Now moving forward, of course you know that I leave you always, when I am doing your question session, I leave you with a quote. Okay, and today's quote, let us look at it. The function of prayer is not to change the will of God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. Sometimes we might be in trouble, sometimes we might you see not get what we deserve, and sometimes we might be feeling really very dejected. At that point of time, it is our tendency as humans to bend our you see go down on our knees and ask God for help, and you see ask God sometimes for favors. Of course God will help you only if you help yourself. All right, the function of prayer is that you see ask for strength, and you derive strength from your prayer to face the obstacles that you see that is in front of you, and not ask God to you see remove those obstacles. You have to face the obstacles. God is not going to remove those obstacles, but of course God can help you or provide you with the requisite strength to face those things. Okay, just like the Christian song says, Lord, don't move the mountain, but give me strength to climb it. Okay, please remember that. And this very beautiful quote was given to us humans by, of course, another human, Soren Kierkegaard, a great European philosopher. All right, a great European philosopher of you see preceding times, and you see he of course has given us a great quote, and his quote has deep meanings for us who are preparing for our APSC, NPSC examinations or competitions. Okay, because we are all you see we are all liable to feel down at times, but keep hard, and as I keep on telling you, work hard. If you do so, you will surely succeed. Thank you.